If you've ever dug into your garden soil hoping to see earthworms and found nothing but dry, lifeless dirt, I know that frustration well. For years, I thought worms were something you either had or you didn't. But one simple experiment completely changed how I look at soil life. I poured one natural mixture into my garden bed, didn't till, didn't fertilize, didn't add compost that week, and within 3 days, worms appeared. Not one or two, several, right near the surface, active and healthy. So, I mixed 1 tablespoon of molasses into about 5 liters of water and stirred until it was all fully dissolved. The water was not chlorinated. This part matters, you know. Chlorine can harm beneficial microbes, so I let the water sit overnight before mixing. In the evening, when the sun was low and soil temperatures were cooler, I gently poured the mixture directly onto the soil surface. No spraying, no digging, no disturbance. I focused on areas where the soil looked tired and compacted, places where plants struggled despite watering. Then I just left it alone. On day 1, nothing visible happened. The soil simply looked darker and, well, just a bit more moist. By day 2, the soil surface felt softer. When I pressed my fingers in, it crumbled instead of cracking. On day 3, I gently scraped the top layer of soil. And there they were. Earthworms near the surface, active, healthy, and moving fast. This was soil that had shown almost no worm activity before. That's when it clicked for me. Worms aren't missing because they're gone. They're missing because the soil isn't feeding life anymore. You know, a lot of gardeners think you need rich compost or manure before worms will show up. While organic matter sure helps, it's honestly not always necessary at the start. Even poor soil holds dormant microbes, just waiting for a bit of energy. Sugar wakes them up. Once those microbes get active, they start unlocking nutrients that are already trapped in the soil. This creates a feedback loop. Microbes feed worms. Worms improve soil structure. Better soil supports more microbes. Over time, fertility just builds naturally. This is how soil heals itself, when we stop fighting it. Now, this method works best when you use it gently. Too much sugar can cause anaerobic conditions, which, smell bad and can harm roots. More is not better here. Never pour concentrated molasses directly onto dry soil. Always dilute it well, and if you can, apply it to moist ground. Avoid using this method under extreme heat or in the middle of the day. Evening applications protect microbes and help reduce evaporation. And most importantly, don't follow this with chemical fertilizers or pesticides. That just defeats the whole purpose. This isn't something you need to do every week. In fact, once every 3 to 4 weeks is more than enough for most gardens. Think of it as a biological jumpstart, not a routine feeding. Over time, adding compost, mulch, and reducing soil disturbance will naturally keep your worm populations up. Once worms establish, they do the work for you. After I saw worms return, I added a thin layer of organic mulch, just dry leaves and grass clippings. This locked in moisture, protected microbes from sunlight, and, well, provided ongoing food. Mulch plus microbial feeding is a powerful combination. One wakes the soil up, the other keeps it alive. This is where long-term soil regeneration really happens. If worms show up, it means your soil is breathing again. Roots grow deeper, water infiltrates better, plants become more resilient to drought and disease. You don't need expensive inputs. You don't need complex systems. You just need to understand what soil life needs, and then get out of its way. This single pour taught me more about soil health than years of buying products ever did. Gardening isn't about forcing plants to grow. It's about creating conditions where life wants to exist. When worms return, you know you're on the right path. If you try this in your own garden, watch closely. The soil will tell you everything. If you found this story useful, subscribe to Soil Stories for more real-world soil experiments, natural gardening methods, and honest lessons from the ground up. Share this with a fellow gardener who's struggling with tired soil, because healthy soil should never be a secret. See you in the next story, right beneath our feet.